your boy Steven.
I'm Gartrell.
And we have a special guest that we'll introduce in a minute. Now, just usual housekeeping updates. I start the karting next month. I have my race suit, the shoes, the rib protectors, helmet. Of course, I already have the cart. Still working on securing a few more sponsors, have a few more on the table. But overall, this is going to be great. Can't wait. Looking forward to it. It's about time. Other than that, we will be competing most of the year. Hopefully next month the plan is getting like 4 days of practice and then start racing in May. And other than that, we will be outside at various car events when I'm not at the track.
Yes, we will.
Yep.
On my end, I would say North Garage is definitely not where I want it to be right now. Definitely didn't upload this past week, and kind of sucked. I was pretty busy and didn't get a chance to really record anything, but we have a video that should be coming up, today when we're recording it, but you guys will see it a different day. Updates with the BMW, pretty much doing all-around maintenance, just got my brake pads and fluids and spark plugs and working on getting the crank hub replaced, and definitely about to purchase some fresh sticky tires because it's almost that time of year. So it'll be all good and ready to go. I actually got an event coming up in April. Definitely going to be recording that. You can watch that on the Left Garage. We'll be at a Roll Race Invitational. There's going to be a lot of heat there, a lot of Lamborghinis, Porsches, 7-second cars. I'm definitely looking to go there tuned and being able to compete, but I'm not going there to try to slay everybody because it's definitely not going to happen. So I'm definitely there for the fun and the experience, and we'll be getting on that Honda very shortly, waiting for a little bit warmer weather, and then we'll get cracking on the breakdown.
There we go. There we go. Making progress. As you know, we'll leave the link, well, more so their Instagrams, and yeah, I guess we'll leave the link too to the page No Live Garage in the comment below. Now, for today's episode, we're going to be talking about Formula One. We're going to be doing a bit of a Formula One preview for the 2020 season. And as usual, we like to try to bring a guest on. And today's guest is a Honda employee, standing at 5 feet tall in the other corner, the owner of 2 Hondas, one particular white Civic CTR. She's also the main supporter of Chick-fil-A in upstate New York, the mini T-Rex, the croc extraordinaire, Mary. And we would have did a drum roll if we had the keys, but we're not there
That's
yet.
all good. You're forgiven. Thank you for the introduction. Yep, I live in upstate New York, and I drive the TFTI FK8. That's thanks for the invite for anybody that's not familiar. I track it, daily it, have a lot of miles on it, make a lot of Chick-fil-A stops in it. And my other car is a 2008 SI, Kraftwerk Supercharged, and was the daily, now the project. So, yeah, work for Honda, love Honda propaganda, and you'll see me at the track this year in my pink Crocs with my Chick-fil-A, my Chicky Nuggies.
Tell them the goals, the overall driving goals. Where are you taking this?
Well, I mean, we got some goals. Who knows if we'll get there, but for this year, NASA time trials, and after that, depends on, life circumstances, but ultimately would love IMSA long term.
We're going to speak into existence.
Definitely.
IMSA.
We're going to be competing against each other.
Absolutely.
So
You going to come up with the prototypes? Or you going to stay in GT cars?
we'll see. I really like the GT cars, so would like to do endurance.
I don't discriminate, but prototypes
You can have the
got
prototypes.
my name on it.
You can have the prototypes. That's fine. You could have the prototypes. I'll stick with the GTs.
Cool.
The sports cars.
And most importantly, you're a massive F1 fan.
Of course. So I've been following F1 on and off for about 8 years. And getting into motorsports really reawakened it in me. And last 2-3 years I've been following it hardcore.
Oh, yeah.
So
You're like the only person I know that watches practice.
I have the F1 TV app on my phone. I've got the Cubby under my radio. Set it up while I'm driving to work.
Oh, yeah.
And it's great.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Addicted.
Cool. So I guess we'll get into it. The first thing we're going to talk about is how do we feel about the results of testing. I guess I'll speak first, and then Marion and Gartrell. So, testing was uninteresting to me because it was just a whole bunch of sandbagging, and Red Bull seemed pretty fast. Of course, Mercedes got in like 2 million laps. They have the DAS, which is pretty cool. I respect the ingenuity, even though it'll be banned after this year, which is fine. It was just kind of regular for me.
It was nothing particularly interesting. I don't think a good representation of how this year is going to play out. And I hope Ferrari was not at 100%, but I don't think they're too happy with the results of preseason testing.
Nah, definitely
or
not.
their simulated races.
Nope.
Or any of it at this point. So I think with them, it's going to be kind of taking it day by day and race by race and hoping for the best.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to land as high as they can and not crash into each other.
Gartrell?
Did you watch it?
I'm actually not going to sit here and pretend that I did. So, no, I did not watch testing. I do know what happened at the end of testing, which I'm sure we'll get to shortly. Some big news and everything that sparked some controversy. But, definitely based on your representations, I'll probably watch it back after this and be like, I am unimpressed because I'm sure I would be just as unimpressed as you guys. But, that's just my truth. All right.
Yeah. All right. And since you mentioned Ferrari, for our astute Formula One viewers out there, everybody knows that last year, second half of the season, Ferrari had some suspicious horsepower gains. They went from not being nearly as fast as they were
to pole position all the time.
Yeah, like they came out cooking that spot. I was like, this don't even make no sense. I didn't want to accuse them of cheating because, of course, I didn't have any evidence of them cheating.
Right.
I'm like, this don't even make any type of sense, yo. Where did you get all this horsepower from?
It raises some eyebrows.
Extreme eyebrows.
To say the least.
Yep. And, of course, the news just came out that they settled with the FIA, which is suspicious because...
With very little information released on the circumstances of that settlement.
Right. Yeah. Ferrari International Assistance is back at it again, doing what they do best. But also, they didn't say Ferrari cheated. They didn't
say they didn't.
They're completely clean. So...
And some theories are that it's like intellectual property and stuff like that. But, I mean, how seriously can we take this information? It's almost like, I don't know. Again, it's terrible. Who goes off of that? Who says something like that?
Well, at the end of the day, they didn't win the championship.
Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, they shouldn't have been, knocking down people that probably would have done better if you're were cheating. And I don't know if that's true, but at the same time.
Yeah. I'm just hoping more information comes out from it. Because all the other teams, except for Haas and Alpha, which
customer
obviously use
teams.
Ferrari engines, they didn't. Well, they are going to protest it. They talked about filing a lawsuit and things of that nature, which is very serious. And I don't think the FIA should take that threat lightly. But I just really want to know what was going on last year. And then it's like anytime the FIA was going to do a check, Ferrari got slower. I'm like,
What I'm interested in is what they're going to do about it before the start of the season, like the real start of the season. So, like, are the teams going to retaliate? That's like a big question. Are they going to go after the FIA? Are there going to be more statements released? It's all stuff that we got to wonder at the same time.
Well, the press conferences this weekend will be interesting. For sure.
Absolutely. I don't think any driver is going to say anything crazy, though.
Supposedly, Red Bull plans on protesting DAS for change of ride height, which is illegal.
That's an interesting protest.
That's their protest with DAS. And Renault, however you want to say it, is protesting the Racing Point, Force India, for intellectual property and replicating Aero 1-for-1. That's their protest with the pink Mercedes.
That's
supposedly that's what they're what we have going into this weekend.
Because I'm just thinking, like, I didn't know you couldn't steal their homework.
It's replicating arrow 1-to-1 is against FIA regulations.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that should be interesting to see how that plays out. Because
Very.
it's pretty damn close.
It is. Well, it might as well be the same thing.
Exactly.
All sorts of drama going to the last year.
Controversy.
Of this body style. And then, of course, next year.
It's going to be completely different.
Yep.
You know? So, interesting to see. But,
Okay. So, any last thoughts about testing?
Boring.
Yeah, you're right.
Disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
Red Bull did not complete enough laps.
what she said.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Albon didn't get to complete enough laps, but he had issues. Get it?
You know they're going to have pace, though.
Honda propaganda.
Oh, yeah. I'm waiting for it.
Reliability.
I'm waiting for it.
Speed. They're faster than Ferrari this year, so.
It should be. They got some W's last year, which I respect. And then, well, technically, as a whole, looking at both, which is now AlphaTauri, so Toro Rosso
Right.
and Red Bull, when you're in Brazil, that podium, though,
Right, and
Okay.
almost a triple podium.
almost.
Should have been a triple podium,
Mm-hmm.
but
Lewis kind of,
We'll talk about that later.
threw off the vibe there.
lit just a little bit. I remember my first time on an F1 track.
Oh. Okay. We get spicy there. All right. We can do that. Cool. So let's talk about future driving moves. So for me, I think the real question is, what will Danny Rick do at the end of this year? Because he's kind of trapped. You know, all the big dogs, which is where he should be, already have their players for the most part.
That depends on where Bottas goes.
It does, but where is he going? You can't go nowhere.
Is he gonna
like,
stay there? What's he gonna do?
Yeah, like, all right, you're gonna leave the top team?
I think that he
If
never
they
should have.
request that he does, politely.
You're like, sir, please pack your bags. Unfortunately, you have been terminated.
What about the move in general from Red Bull to Renault, though? Like, I feel as though, what was the inspiration behind that move? You were on such a great team, doing well. I understand your car wasn't the best that it could be, but, like, I don't know. I think that was just a poor move on his point. Like, you were the driver for Red Bull at the time, Verstappen on your heels, but you were their principal driver, So why would you give that up, go to what I would assume is a lesser team in total, and then, now you're hot on your heels. You have nowhere to go. But
The floor is yours, Mary.
Oh, you knew I had something to say to that.
Oh,
didn't you?
absolutely.
go for it.
I can
No,
sense it.
I mean the trajectory of Renault over the course of the years before that was positive, kept moving up, and they are just not reliable. And he took a risk, and by not believing in Honda, which I understand because they really did not work well with McLaren,
Right.
and they were an unknown quantity in Red Bull. And he had the conflict with Verstappen and a lot of factors going into it. I understand it, but it's career suicide at this point, based on how things have gone. So where is he going to go? I mean, performance-wise, okay, you beat your teammate, which is not saying very much, in an unreliable, slow car. So, I mean, also, who's going to retire this year? Is Kimi going to retire this year? When's he going to retire? Exactly.
He doesn't have to.
Well, it's a hobby.
Yeah.
But,
Hey,
but
they're paying you. Why not?
driver moves depend on who's going to retire this year. And is Vettel going to be in an F1 after this year? And
Do you think he will be in F1 after this year?
I think it's 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's 50-50. But
Okay.
I think that don't get me wrong, I'm a huge Vettel fan, but I think not.
Okay.
I think it's best for him to retire at this point.
Okay. I think is kind of like you said, success or retire.
Yeah.
There's nowhere else for him to go.
Yeah. He could retire with Red Bull, but I see that being highly unlikely at this point.
And who would replace him? I mean, he's got some standards to uphold.
Well, we also have to look at Mick Schumacher
Mm-hmm.
in, coming up through the ranks.
But is he as fast as they think he is?
Leclerc the other Leclerc brother is being groomed for Formula
Oh, I
One
didn't even know he
right
had a
now.
brother.
Really?
His younger brother just got signed to Ferrari Driver Academy a few weeks ago.
How much younger can you get?
Not Very, very young.
Yeah, it seems
Very-
Was he, like, still in
insane.
high
Lando
school?
Norris young,
Mm,
Oh man.
but he's been signed to Ferrari Driver Academy.
mm.
Oh, I wish I was getting signed to
Right?
Ferrari Driver Academy.
So
Must be nice.
There's that we have to think about too. Is
Hmm.
you know, and also Hulkenberg. Is he going to come back to F1 in the future? Where is he going to land?
WEC again.
Is he going to come back to F1? He has unfinished business in F1. So
With Hulk, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, I understand it's not like he's a bad driver, but also you had your chance. So it's like, you really going to give him a long-term seat?
he's an unproven quantity too at this point.
Mhm.
But his poor management, I think, is his lack of success.
Okay. All right. That's fair. Any other future driver moves you're thinking about?
Grosjean. Does he needs to go.
Well,
I would
his
say
manager is the
bo-
third
yeah.
biggest talent in F1 right now.
I would say both of them got to go.
You seen that meme going around?
No, I did
The
not.
three
I got-
biggest talents in F1 are Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, Roman Grosjean's manager.
That's crazy. Honestly, like, I understand why Kevin Magnussen stayed, because they say he's good for developing.
He's good.
Yeah, he's good for developing the car. But the way they were acting last year, the past 2 years, I would give both of them the boot. Like, yo, I had enough, man. Y'all got to go.
How many times are you gonna crash the car
Every race, practically.
and still be there?
And when they don't crash, drive very poorly.
Exactly. So, it's kind of like, man, y'all both got to go. Whatever. But I get it, like I said. Yeah. All right. So I guess on to the next one. Predictions for this year.
Without seeing testing, and definitely need to like get my knowledge up just a little bit more in terms of like skill set between all the drivers. There's definitely been some moves that I haven't kept up with. I don't want to make any presumptuous assumptions like based on my knowledge right now. Always been a Lewis Hamilton fan. Really like Mercedes, so hopefully they win again. But that's all I can really say on that.
Go ahead and push that pro Honda propaganda, Mary. Go ahead. I know it's coming.
Well, firstly, how long do you think they will continue to Crofty in particular, call it Toro Rosso?
I'll give him.
He still calls it racing, or Force India,
Oh,
for the record.
I'll give
So,
him 4 races.
That's it?
Yeah.
You think he's going to get it that fast?
Yeah.
2 years later, he still calls Racing Point Force India?
Well, at least it says AlphaTauri on the car. So if he sees it, he could be like, "Oh, well, yeah, AlphaTauri, not Toro Rosso."
I give
Racing Point.
at least
It's
till
just-
next year.
It's just a Pepto Bismol.
At least till
colored
next year.
F1 car, so it could be whatever. And then it's going to be Aston Martin, so I guess it would be green.
If, yeah, that's going to be another interesting thing to see is how that plays out with Red Bull and that move.
Yeah, they're losing their technical partner.
Exactly.
Then
I'm
even,
curious. That's something people have not discussed much at this point.
And then
but-
even with the street cars, the Valkyrie,
right?
they're working together on that. Is it
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be all sunshine and roses when when his contract is over?
Exactly.
Aston Martin was like, never mind to the WEC after, we thought it was going to have them versus Toyota in the hypercar class. And then they're like, actually, we're going to F1, so we'll pump the brakes on that. And we'll let you know we're going to come back to that. But, yeah, that definitely will be interesting. So, yeah, my prediction too, Lewis is going to mop them up again. The usual, that'll be championship number 7. He'll tie Mr. Schumi. And Mercedes will have another constructors title. And I will put Mad Max in second place.
I would agree.
I think he's
I'll
definitely
agree.
capable of doing it,
I'll give it to
especially
you.
as long as there's no discrepancies in the cars. I think that's definitely achievable for
Reliability.
Yeah,
That's all they need. They have the speed. They have the driver.
the talent is there.
They
Yep.
have. Well, they're a little iffy on the aero right now.
which
In the
is
corners,
weird.
they're a little off, so I don't know what's going on there, but we'll see this weekend.
We absolutely
They have the
will.
straight line speed, but not the corners.
Mhm.
So that
That doesn't sound like Red Bull.
no, it doesn't. That's why I was surprised, but
Yeah.
that was testing. That's why I was not impressed with testing. Is that I don't think it was a good representation of what's going to happen this year.
Plus some sandbagging.
Exactly.
So who you got winning?
Hamilton.
Okay.
Not that I like it, but I think it's going to happen.
It's okay. Don't hate.
I think
Join the
Max
club, yo.
P2.
Join
I
the
think
club.
Leclerc P3.
Okay.
So
I can see that.
yeah, I think that's.
And in your ideal
I
world,
think,
who would win?
McLaren's going to put up a good fight. I think they're going to distance themselves from the midfield even more.
I would hope so.
I think that they are going to hopefully get closer to the top 3.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Who would you want to win if in a perfect world, in your perfect world?
Probably Max.
Yeah, someone with a Honda engine, of course.
Of course. Propaganda.
I know. And what's the rumors?
But
they,
you know
they
what?
might leave after?
Well, that's when we get to the we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, you have another talking point. So.
Yeah, you got to talk to your employer. Let them know they can't leave.
They
just
can't
yet.
leave. They can't go to NASCAR.
Oh no.
That's what they want to leave F1 for, is NASCAR.
You're going to run Accords in NASCAR? That's what you want to
They
do?
want to build a NASCAR engine.
Well, Toyota's been doing it for a while. And when Toyota first did it, I was
Just
like,
don't
this is
even get me
bizarre.
started on that. That was, oh my gosh, that was not a good day. But I think Albon's going to win a race this year.
Okay, I can see that too.
I think he's going to win a race. And, that was almost a triple podium last year on Mr. Honda's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
But his driving is incredible.
Yeah.
He's exciting to watch. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think that's going to happen. I hope Perez probably going to get a podium this year with that car. And if Stroll gets out of Q1 with that car, well, if he can't get out of Q1 with that car, then he can't get out of Q1 with anything.
People love to poke at him because they're like, oh, no, you're only here because your dad is a billionaire.
Well, so is Latifi.
Yeah, but we'll see what he's all about. It's funny, though, with Stroll. I'm like, yes, his dad is kind of funding the whole thing, but he's still a Formula One driver. Like, he
has some level of talent.
Yeah, he still technically is
some level.
0.0001% driver on the planet,
Yeah.
regardless of who his dad is. But I do understand the frustration. And, haters going to hate. Okay, cool. So we both have, all three of us have Lewis. And yeah, I said.
Not that I like it, as a disclaimer.
It's all good.
But
you got to rep for your brand. I understand. All right. So now we'll talk about who our favorite drivers are. So we'll talk about who our favorite current drivers are, and then we'll talk about historically as well. So right now, Lewis, Danny Rick, and Lando is my favorite 3. Not top 3, but favorite 3. And of course, Lewis is my favorite driver ever at this point. I'm actually surprised I don't own any Mercedes stuff currently. But if I go to a race, of course, it's going to change. Head to the socks, and maybe I have to get some Pumas too. I don't even like Pumas, but I might have to support just cause. Danny Rick, I just love the way that man drives. The overtaking from a different zip code just really gets me going. Because I'd be like, boy, he's halfway down the track and he got him. He's just great on the brakes. And I like the personality too. He's just a good package, And then Lando, the thing that I really like about Lando is the way he's able to, besides just doing F1, but you'll see he'll be online playing video games with people in the sim.
Arts and crafts.
Yeah, arts and crafts. You see him with Valentino Rossi. I just think that's so cool. And it's like you can really see he's having fun while also doing his job. And I love to see that.
He drew a dick on the back of Ricardo's shirt.
He did. Gotta have fun.
You can't top that.
I know. So who's your favorites?
Right now, currently in F1, Albon.
Okay.
Pro Honda propaganda.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and meet with another Honda person. Okay, Kimi, Iceman.
Obviously, the Iceman.
Yeah.
I mean, goes without saying. The man's a legend.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have to say Max.
Yep.
So,
All
pro
that
Honda
VTEC.
propaganda. But you watch Albon, he's so exciting to watch drive. Overtaking. It's exciting, and he battles and he fights and he doesn't crack under pressure, and he handled the disappointment in Brazil very well, gracefully.
Hey, it was well.
It's not a podium, but
It's not. It wasn't 100% his fault. He did open the door and then close the door.
it was 0% his fault.
But also, Lewis is the one that was behind him,
Right.
and he hit him.
Exactly.
And he did apologize.
Noob. He did apologize. Oh, that's what matters. That's what matters. He took away his podium, but
Yeah, he'll
he's sorry about it.
He'll be all right.
He was sorry about it.
He'll be all right.
Be all right. He'll be all right.
Yep.
But how about that drag race? Honda versus Mercedes.
I was shocked. I thought he was going to get him.
That was...
I thought he was going to get him. I
not
was
a
like,
chance.
I was like, oh.
Not a chance. The
Lewis
heat
about to
in
get
Brazil,
second.
that Mercedes was not having it.
I was like, oh, Lewis about to get second. This is light work.
He got sent to Applebee's.
Yeah, I was like, oh, wait. He's pulling on him. Oh man, he got him. He's like, I can't catch him. What did you say in on the radio? He said it in Drive to Survive.
Right. He
They
said
played
that
the clip. He's like, I can't catch him.
I can't
He
catch
said,
him,
"I can't
man.
catch him."
He's like,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, man. I can't catch him.
I was like, Jesus, man, don't let VTEC. Damn.
VTEC, yo. Chicky nuggy power.
Oh man. All right, Gartrell.
All right, I'm just gonna give you mine straight. Lewis Hamilton, obviously best out there. Can't fight that. Leclerc, I think he has a lot of potential, especially for his age and how well he's doing. For such a renowned team. And lastly, Daniel Ricciardo for his driving ability. He's proven himself in the past. Unfortunately, as we spoke about, he might be on his way out, sadly. But that's it. And all-time favorite, I would say, Fernando Alonso.
Okay.
And he had such a unceremonious ending to his career back with McLaren. So,
Well, she's going to be pretty mad because, he made the famous GP2 engine quote at Suzuka. I know that hurt your soul.
Blasphemy. I felt that in my soul.
Oh, I know you did.
Felt that deep in my soul, and there is no coming back from that.
Hit you right in the heart.
It's all right. Karma's a bitch.
Yeah, well, Indy 500 attempt again from this year with McLaren.
Heavy quotes attempt.
Yeah, which is surprising. I didn't think they was going to give it to him after, he kind of burnt that whole bridge down. And then he was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to patch this back up. I kind of need that. So we'll see. Give me your favorite 3 drivers ever. F1.
Ever?
Mm-hmm.
Senna,
Mm-hmm.
Niki Lauda,
Mm-hmm.
and probably Schumacher.
Okay.
That's a given.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this as a Schumacher fan. So, of course, people get frustrated that Lewis has just been spanking everybody since he's gotten to Mercedes, which is basically what Schumi did in the early 2000s at Ferrari.
Exactly.
Why do you think people are more mad at Lewis for dominating than they were at Schumi for dominating?
I think because the car is so much more clear. There's so much less competition, I should say.
Uh-huh.
There's less competition. And
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how you feel?
What Lewis has become as well
Mm-hmm.
is less about racing and more about his extracurricular activities.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah, of course it is.
But I like the drivers that are more racing and focused on driving and motorsports and have less going on outside of that.
Okay, so you want your driver to just be in the lab
A driver.
24/7,
Exactly.
working to beat Lewis while he's at the fashion show. Then he fly in,
Killing
spank
everybody
you,
else.
come to New York City, do what
chill
you
with
do.
Nicki Minaj.
Yup. Fly out to the next race, spank you again.
Well, when you have, the team orders
Mm-hmm.
handed to you
Okay.
in your favor,
Well, listen.
that tends to
when
help
you,
out a
when
little
you
bit.
earn 6
And
championships.
you have the clearly superior car.
When you earn 6
And-
championships, and
I mean, a couple of them are earned.
Wow.
Hearing
That
a couple
was
of them. Hearing the first 3.
The pro Honda propaganda coming in strong today. Well, look, like I said, when you win 6 championships, you can do as you please. When they paying you like what, nearly 50 mil a year, and you work with Gran Turismo, Puma, Bose, Tommy Hilfiger.
Yeah.
He's killing it. He's killing it.
It's like, why not?
He's killing it.
Why not? They can't beat you anyways.
I don't like it,
Why
but
not? Don't hate, appreciate. Because when you get number 7, now you gotta really put him in the GOAT conversation.
at least Max is going to give him a run for his money this year.
He will.
So
But they not
that should be
Mercedes.
fun to watch. We'll see.
I'll give Max 5 wins this year.
How about this? How about Hamilton wins the Drivers' Championship? Red Bull wins the Constructors' Championship.
I don't think Bottas is going to fall off enough.
I don't know, man.
Albon versus Bottas.
I think Albon lets stuff get to his head less than Bottas does.
Looking at me?
Yeah, I'm looking at you. Okay. You know what? That may be true. that may be true. I'm gonna ride with Mercedes though.
We'll see.
It'll be a close race.
A drag race.
Well played. it will be them 1 and 2 though. I don't see Ferrari unless Ferrari cheats again. I don't really see them doing one. Yeah,
That's a solid. They cheated then.
maybe.
Okay.
It's just a bit suspicious.
It is very suspicious.
And what about Haas? They going to be an F1 after this year?
Oh my God! Don't even talk about that.
No.
Yeah, they not.
Thank you.
I think Williams will be better than them this year.
I agree.
They're a disappointment.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
Big
But
disappointment.
who will replace them? Will it be an OEM? Will it be another team?
I feel like it would be another American-born
They want
team.
another American team in. They
Yeah.
wanted 2 American teams in. I know there are a couple Spanish teams looking at getting in.
F1 is damn near owned by an American company. Well,
They kind of are.
so
yeah.
like I could definitely see them.
But
like,
Liberty Media wants another American
right.
team.
I would 100% assume that they would want.
And they want more American races.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're having the Florida and...
You know who to call, though. Penske or Chip Ganassi.
That's on my list. Chip Ganassi or Penske. I can't believe Penske is not an F1. But,
I mean, he got his hands in everything.
right.
We'll see.
Chip Ganassi is the other one that's likely. I'm surprised Haas got in before them.
I am, too. Because at first I was like, NASCAR team Haas? Like Newman Haas?
Well, you see what happens when a
Or
NASCAR
is it
team
Stewart
gets
Haas?
into
Yeah, I
Formula
know.
1.
Is it Newman Haas or Stewart Haas? Which one is it?
Gene,
Gene, there you go.
you're close.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My favorite 3. So Lewis is one of them. Obviously, actually, no. Lewis is favorite driver ever. Gotta support the culture. I will run with Fernando as number 2, just because that's who really kind of hooked me when I first started watching. Was when he was at Renault and he won those 2 championships with those V10 screaming. I was like, oh, what is this?
Just don't follow his sportsmanship example when you're in the professional racing.
Absolutely
leagues.
not. If you're not on his level in terms of driving skill, you can't get
If
away
you're
with
not
a quarter of
Perceived to be by him on his level.
yeah. Yep. And then I'll go with Senna for number 3, the triple OG of the game.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
is that Honda propaganda?
Absolutely. I'm
It's
all
Honda
for
propaganda.
I'm all for Dayglow colored McLaren.
You are. Wow.
I'm all for it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, once they left, they put that Ford engine in.
It's so funny watching you guys like Honda, Toyota. All this stuff. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course, you guys can't see because there's no video for this one, but Mary has on her employee shirt, Honda Racing. I have on my Gazoo Racing Toyota shirt. Even though Toyota is in F1, I knew she was coming out with the Honda shirt. So I was like, let me put my Toyota shirt on today.
And the Honda jacket.
Oh, yeah, and the Honda
Honda
jacket.
jacket.
And the Honda outside.
In the Honda.
Mm-mm-mm.
The minivan.
Poster children right here. Let's get it.
Oh yeah. So I know we talked about Haas potentially leaving F1 after this year. What about Mercedes? Do we think Mercedes is staying, or will they go?
They're staying.
Yeah, I would say they would stay. But I don't understand their reasoning for wanting to leave. Like, no matter how far you come in advancement and, what you've achieved, I feel like you should never just, stop. There's always more room for more is what I think. So, I doesn't justify it for me.
Okay. My thoughts kind of change regularly. So at one point, I'm like, well, they're so dominant. Why would you stop?
Right.
And the rules about to change. So it's
A new challenge.
yeah, exactly. So it's not like it would be exactly the same as it's been the past however many years. But then the other side is like, you already accomplished everything. You could go into other forms of motorsports. Like, they have the Formula E team. Of course, they have the AMG GTR as their GC3 car. I mean, I know they haven't mentioned anything about WEC with the hypercar class, but they do have a hypercar coming out if it ever does come out. So it's like, well, you could do other things.
They have the money for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely do.
they're trying to focus on the
But
consumers too
also,
much.
what if Toto leaves Mercedes? Where will they be?
Well, he's also an investor. He's not
Right.
just the
But
principal.
if he
Right.
goes to the FIA,
hmm
like there's been discussions of,
hmm
where does that leave Mercedes?
Not as strong as he had
Exactly.
been with him.
Exactly.
That could be a crack in the
So
armor.
will they continue without Hamilton, without Toto?
If both of them,
That's a big question mark.
if both of them pull out, no,
Yeah.
I think the show is over. But I don't see Lewis leaving just yet, just because he's at the top of his game, and it's like, are you about to set all the records in the world?
Right.
You might as well just keep going,
Right.
keep collecting that nearly 50 mil, probably more than 50 mil with all the sponsors and stuff.
Well, it depends on how bad the FIA pisses off Mercedes, too.
That is true.
They continue with the Ferrari engine investigation and they continue with anything like that, and they might rage quit.
That'd be pretty funny. I know one team I definitely want to do good this year is Williams. I for sure really want to see George Russell.
Define good.
Midfield.
Score a point.
5. 5 points. I want to see them start to compete
Come back
again.
and beat Haas.
Yeah, because it's like that's F1 royalty right there, and it sucks to see them.
They
all the way
need to
the
be in
back.
F1.
Yeah, they don't have a choice. Like they have to be in F1. It's not F1 without.
It's like
Williams.
Ferrari.
Yeah, like at this point with them, like you said, Ferrari and McLaren, it's like they're not there. It's not F1. So I just need Williams to get it together.
And Honda engines.
Yes, and Honda engines. But if you guys decide that you're not going to participate anymore,
Well, that's why the pressure's on for Red Bull. Because they have to deliver and get the results. And
okay, so you're operating under the mindset that Honda staying depends on the success,
Red Bull's success.
of Red Bull.
Precisely.
I'm thinking,
Right now, all their eggs are in one basket with Red Bull and AlphaTauri.
yeah, I'm
So-
thinking they might just want to do something else. I mean, they've already developed and have the tech to apply to the road cars. It's like,
There's more money in NASCAR than in Formula One. But if they continue winning in Formula One, that's very lucrative.
yeah, that's
So-
true.
They have to see whether they're going to keep winning this year.
Would you love to see them also develop their own cars and not just do engines, kind of like
Oh,
what
absolutely.
they did in like 06, 07,
Would that happen when Aston Martin and Red Bull part ways?
No,
Why not?
I don't see them making a commitment to building F1 cars as well as Indy cars, because they seem pretty serious when it comes to Indy.
Well, they'll always be an Indy.
Yeah.
So
So I don't know how much money they have to.
not as much as Mercedes.
Yeah,
Not
exactly,
as much
like-
as, Renault, a lot of these
Yeah.
big
so,
manufacturers. But
So I mean, I would say no. That they're not going to go back to building their own cars anytime soon. If they do, it'd be a few years into the new regulation change.
Right.
Any thoughts, Gartrell?
Not really, to be honest with you. Not really. Yeah. I'm just like listening, taking it all in, really, because you guys are definitely a lot more knowledgeable than me on this. So,
Yeah.
Learning.
Yeah. Okay. So, which teams do we think have the most pressure? You want me to go first? Or you want to go first?
I say Ferrari at this moment in time.
Okay. And why do you think Ferrari has the most pressure?
They've facing pressure. Well, I can't even say pressure from the FIA. Like they literally like got off scot free.
Ferrari
but
international
but from the
assistance.
but from the other teams, it seems as though there could be some definite like repercussions to the course that they went or whatever the case may be. But pressure in terms of like like when it comes to actual racing and just like remaining in F1 and stuff like that, Haas.
Okay.
My thoughts exactly.
Especially they've been doing terrible for as long as I can remember.
It's been a few years.
Yeah, so pick it up or get out. At the end of the day.
Yeah. Mary.
Yeah, I don't think Gene Haas is going to continue with this
Okay.
trajectory.
It's expensive.
It's a
and
lot
you're
of
not
money.
doing
They're
anything.
losing money.
Mm-hmm.
No development.
Mm-hmm.
Bad decisions.
Bad driver.
Poor driving.
Yep.
And no team harmony.
Mm-hmm.
No progress.
Okay. So I do agree that Haas probably has the most pressure on them from that standpoint. But I also think that either Red Bull or Ferrari, when it comes to everybody else, has the most pressure. I can't really pick between the two because it feels even, but for different reasons.
You say Ferrari probably to perform, the pressure to live
Yeah,
up to
like-
who they are.
Yeah, so I'm saying for me, it's a tie between Red Bull and Ferrari, like ignoring Haas for who has the most pressure, but it's kind of for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So Ferrari, the pressure is, it appears that you were doing something shady the year before. Now that we're on to your game, are you going to come correct? Or
And where will that leave you? And where will
Exactly.
that leave you too?
Exactly.
If coming correct.
Yep. And then also, you look at drivers, well, there's a lot of pressure on Vettel because, as we just said earlier, it's kind of do or die. You're going to win or you're going to retire because they're probably going to be looking to make a move, and Charles isn't going anywhere, and he is kind of boxed in because it's like, well, anywhere you go is a downgrade, and he shouldn't. He's too good to have to deal with a mid-pack team
Mm-hmm.
or someone in the back. So it's like, well, it's either that or retire. Yeah, and of course they're chasing Mercedes, which isn't an easy task whatsoever. And it's like, that's a lot of pressure for them. Like they kind of just have to perform, otherwise all of Italy is going to be upset.
They won't let them back in.
Exactly. They're going to get quarantined.
Coronavirus.
They're going to get locked out. And then with Red Bull, it's a performance thing because it's like, all right, now from last year you see Honda has come with a good package to help you guys win. You can't blame Renault saying, oh, we ain't got no horsepower. You got the horsepower.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, what you going to do? You guys are good at making chassis. It sounds like it could be a match made in heaven if you get it together,
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, obviously Max is the number one driver, and he's improving. He's making a lot less mistakes than he was even 2 years ago, where, of course, he got the name Mad Max.
Yeah.
And it's like, y'all kind of have to perform. If you don't perform, your engine supplier that you've been doing all this work with could potentially pull out. I don't think I've seen Honda commit 100%.
Not beyond 2021.
Exactly.
So
it's kind of, hey, you
the
got
pressure is on Red Bull to make that,
Mm-hmm.
to change their minds.
Yeah.
Or make them commit.
Mm-hmm. They got to come correct. So that's why I feel they both have an equal amount of pressure, but the pressure is kind of for different reasons, in a sense, besides just chasing Mercedes.
Well, McLaren, too. They're kind of in no man's land right now.
Exactly.
They're not really in the midfield. They're not in the top 3.
Yeah.
They're just kind of in their own
They're
space.
they're in purgatory.
Exactly. So where are they going to end up?
The best of the rest.
Exactly.
You know, they
But
might sneak in.
Sign's gonna have to
Yeah.
pick it up.
They might sneak in a few podiums, but it's not like they're competing with Mercedes. But they are getting Mercedes
Right.
engines. Not this year,
Next
next year.
They have Renault now, correct?
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
So that might be the real game changer right there when they switch over to Benz. I'm looking forward to that. Is he going to be fast?
I think so.
Actually,
think
they're
so.
going to be slower than these cars,
Yeah.
technically speaking.
Yeah. Cool. You already said, yep. All right. Is there any last points you guys want to make about the season coming up? Is there any outlandish predictions that you may have failed to mention earlier?
Coronavirus is gonna get things canceled if it doesn't get better.
At this point, I don't even think that's an outlandish prediction. They already canceled China, so
That was a given though. But we're talking about other circuits now.
Yeah.
We got new tracks, Vietnam.
Yeah.
Should be interesting. Exactly.
Well, a
First
new
time
old
ever
track.
hosted.
Right. It's new. It's
Yeah.
got the banking this year.
Yeah.
That should be interesting to see. Vietnam looks like a good circuit if
Yeah.
they let anybody go there.
Yeah. That's true.
I don't think we're really missing the boat on China too much. That's kind of a...
No.
If only they could get rid of France. Bring back Hockenheim.
Yeah. I know one track I'm waiting for them to go back to is Fuji.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, that'll never happen.
I know Suzuka is cool, but
Suzuka's good.
it's been like what, a little over 10 years. Has it been that long since he's been to Fuji?
I think that long
Yeah, 'cause they were there in like what, 07?
before.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool though.
I want to at least go to Circuit of Americas. It's not the greatest course, but I just want to experience it. So
It's a big track.
Flying.
Global Time Attack,
Yeah.
2021.
It's a big track, yo. I know I could have went to Canada last year,
Yeah.
but Canada doesn't interest me. I think I'd rather go to Coda.
Canada was good last year.
It was. But I was fine on my couch. I think I want to go to Coda. There's a lot of other races too. Like when MotoGP is here, I want to go to that too. And then of course, well,
IMSA,
yeah.
Lime Rock, 6 hours of the Glen.
Yeah, well, you already know we're going to the Glen.
Exactly.
The only reason I don't want to go to Lime Rock is because there's no prototypes running at Lime Rock.
It's still fun.
Of course it is.
It's still fun.
Of course it is. Well,
It was very hot last year.
Yeah.
It was very, very hot.
Well, Lime Rock, I'll be on the couch. But 6 hours at the Glen, we'll definitely be there for that one. No doubt.
Lime Rock, I'll be at Watkins Glen driving. So I will not be there.
Oh, okay. You got track day the same day?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a 5 day in a row. However many header, 5 days track day weekend. So that should be fun.
You do a lot. You do a lot of driving.
I do a lot of driving.
I'm
Yeah.
glad you love it.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't love it, you'd want to kill yourself.
T-Rex arms.
Yep. All right. Any other last thoughts? I think we kind of covered it all.
We did pretty good.
Yeah.
How was your first podcast experience? Let's end it with that.
I'm not going to lie. I was a bit nervous beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
It was fun.
You want to come back?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Do you want to have me back?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
We want to continue to
Talk about
incorporate
chicky nuggies,
women.
and next time I'll wear my Crocs.
Yeah.
So I'm not wearing my Crocs this time, and I brought them with me though.
There you go. Yeah, we want to incorporate more women into it. You know, there's a whole extra demographic that
Well, I'm
we're not
actually
getting.
doing a women's track day at Monticello Motor Club
Nice.
in May with a group called Accelerating Change, and could definitely talk about that after we go there, because
Absolutely.
that should be a fun event.
Yeah.
It's a nice circuit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. It's 20 minutes from my house, but
Wow.
You know, of course, Gartrell is talking about the art in motion event.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was unable to attend because I had to go to work, but I sold the house, so it was fine. Hopefully this year I can go because I missed the chance to drive a Porsche, and I really want to
Yeah.
this year. So, yeah, there we go. All right, folks, we appreciate you for listening. Mary, do you want to plug your Instagram or anything else?
TFTIFK8.
You heard it here.
Lots of Baby Yoda memes.
Gartrell, No Lift Garage.
Yeah, follow at No Lift Garage on Instagram. You can follow our personals. They're linked in the bio of that page. And definitely go subscribe and check out the videos we got on YouTube at No Lift Garage. All 3 words. And yeah, we'll be seeing you shortly.
Thanks, folks. You know where to find us. Instagram at PitboxPod. And, of course, I'll have the rest of our Instagrams in the comment below. Thank you for listening. And we look forward to talking to you guys soon.
Peace.
Bye.